Hello, viewers.
Hello. Ahoy.
Ahoy. We're in
What's up, my
Rhodes.
mammals?
My mammals. We're in Rhodes, also
Rhodos.
pronounced as Rhodos, which I prefer saying Rhodos. Sounds cooler.
And currently we're walking on the inner moat of the old castle.
And it's really cool.
It is really cool.
Very old.
It was built in the 13th century by the Knights of Hospitaller, which were originally... Another time. Go on then. Take them too.
They freak me out a little bit, but I'm also excited to see them.
Oh, go on.
I'm adamant something's going to jump out at me. Actually, this is the first one we've been in where we can see the end of it. We walked through one just before. Well, Adam did. I didn't. And they have lots of passageways. Oh. Okay, that was easy.
The other side.
Okay, that one wasn't scary at all. Or should we go back and then continue on the inner wall?
Yeah, let's stay on the inside.
Okay. So remind me again, these are dug by the enemy to try and get under the walls, or these were built by the
Either or.
knights
These were more likely built by the knights.
for easy access.
For easy access.
So they could run through here and they could come out and they could attack. Oh wait, there's another one there. Goodbye.
This one ends. Oh no, it goes down.
It goes down?
It goes
I
down.
think you're too big for this one.
Yeah, no, this one's filled in.
Ah.
Backing up. Beep,
Ah.
beep, beep. I can't turn around.
Okay.
Like that.
I can- Whoa.
They must have been pretty small
I
knights.
think they were tiny knights. Little knights. Small yet mighty.
So, who were the Knights Hospitaller? They initially were... they formed a hospice in Jerusalem in the 11th century, early 11th century. And by the early 1300s they'd made a base here in Rhodes. And they started constructing this massive castle.
And why wouldn't you try to settle here and take this beautiful land and fight for it?
It's awesome. You'll get more footage of it, but basically there's multiple moats that, unlike a lot of moats, or the general idea of a moat is that it's filled in with water and it creates a river between the castle and the outside walls. Here it's just a gap in between that would have made it hard, because enemies would have had to scale the wall, come across while people are shooting out of those little holes, and still survive it. So yeah, they
Really
came
cool.
here, and the Knights Hospitaller became a military army, or military knights, here in Rhodes. By the 1500s there was a new enemy on the front, which was Suleiman the Magnificent, an Ottoman king, or an Ottoman... I don't even know.
Boo!
Is he a
I'm kidding.
king?
Captain.
Let's go in the hole. Captain? Yeah. And, let's see. Also, filled in.
Oh, it's too low.
It's nice in the shade, though. Yeah, so by the 1500s they were attacked, and for 6 months they held the castle in their control, and eventually the Ottoman army was too powerful. They were overruled, and they surrendered and they fled to Malta and became the Knights of Malta instead. Lots of symbology that you're probably familiar with but may not know the story of. Well, a lot of it happened here and came from here. So, but yeah, the knights themselves were building, constructing and fortifying this castle from the 1300s, early 1300s till the 1500s when it was overtaken. Brief background or foreground is that by the early 1900s, 1914 till 1945, sort of coinciding with the end of the First World, well, the start of the First World War and the end of the Second, it was in control. Rhodes was in control by Italy, and then after World War II, it was given back to Greece to be part of the, as it was initially a Greek island. It's now and since then has been a Greek island again. So they got it back. Yeah.
Never give up, never surrender. Sorry, back to history.
That's all right. The moat, I'm not sure how big it is. I'll insert it down here. And yeah, that's a brief history of.
This is the biggest I've ever visited.
Biggest castle.
Yeah.
So far, yeah.
And moat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool that you can just walk around it and go through the tunnels.
I love there's these people that are following us, and then we just veer off and disappear, and then they look for a while like, where'd they go? and they keep walking, and then we reappear out of another one.
It's cool. It's so cool inside the little tunnels and that. It's nice to take a little break inside them. I meant to add, by the time they got to Malta and became the Knights of Malta, hold on, I keep interrupting my monologue.
How cool this is.
So do you want to explain why they had the angles on these bits?
Oh, so the
Go on. Show.
arrow, what a
crossbows and their arrows.
crossbows and their arrows could slit. Hang on, let me try. Oh, are these gonna hurt? Maybe. Hey, so they could stick their arrows through there, and they could pretty much direct them in any angle and shoot.
Whereas
and then
on the other side, it's just a tiny little slit.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like anything's gonna come through there. But then, haha!
Yeah, show them from that side.
And then it could just be like a little bit in the wall that they forgot to build, so no one would really be worried about it.
Yeah, but then they were able to pivot all the way on that angle this way, all the way to that angle, but from the outside,
It's very cool.
flat, nothing. Yeah, cool.
Like if I was running through here sieging, I wouldn't be like, where's those little slits in the wall? I wouldn't be thinking about that. And then they get you.
Well, you probably would be thinking about that
Like
if you were the one sieging.
They weren't the first ones to invent that, were they?
No, that's a medieval thing.
Maybe they're also little tiny. They look
Yes.
like small squares.
Yes. Do that again? Wow! Look at you!
I could have been a knight.
Impressive. Yeah, by the time they got to Malta and became the Knights of Malta, they'd sort of decided that they won't be military knights anymore, and they became medical knights instead. So they kind of set up hospitals and helped out soldiers and other armies in need. But yeah,
Save
they
people that
kind
were
of
dying,
converted
kill 'em.
from knights of war to knights of humanitarianism, which is pretty awesome. Also, all around these moat walls, these inner moat walls, you see these cannonballs. Now I think they were more likely thrown from catapults than they were out of cannons. But
I can't fathom those people like lifting them up and putting them on.
yeah, in armour as well.
In armour as
In
well.
armour.
Yeah.
God, you'd assume.
Yeah, 'cause they're big.
And then on the inside of these walls now is just the old town of Rhodes.
Yes, so there's hotels, probably cafes inside here as well.
Definitely. Cafe.
Even though it's a UNESCO site,
Yes.
people can, put up accommodation here and cafes, but I should think they probably have a hard time with renovating because of the heritage listing property, But they do it, and I think it's very popular. There's a lot of tourists here. And it'd be pretty cool to say you were staying in a room that was...
Yeah, once the barracks of the old Knights Hospital.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, I've forgotten the name of the title of the...
Wrong.
It's not D&D. We're not playing D&D. It's not his class. Basically, there were men,
His
and
job.
this was more so from the Ottoman side. There were men employed as part of the army who were basically pyromaniacs, pyrotechnic. What's it when they're good at blowing things up?
Pyromaniac.
No, well, pyromaniac's just someone who likes fire. I'll put a cat fact in, but basically what I'm trying to explain is that there was a large percentage of the army that were actually employed to dig tunnels, as a lot of these corner parts of the castle were, yes, constructed with stone on the outside, but on the inside they were on the inside at the bottom they had wooden scaffolding, and so these men would be employed to dig tunnels underneath, sort of mathematically survey where they were underneath the castle until they found some wood scaffolding, and then from that scaffolding they would lay bombs and blow up the corner of the castle, and so then it would normally bring the top end toppling down. And a very interesting thing is that the Knights of the Hospitaller would
dig from the other direction,
and
they would try to dig underneath their tunnels coming from the other way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And try to cut them off basically, and then blow them up from underneath the incoming tunnels.
Yeah.
And then blow them up.
Or sometimes they just dug to the exact same spot
And then would attack each other.
and they would just fight in the tunnel. So, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So before, how I mentioned, this is the outside wall, that's where we were walking along just now, and then on the inside is where they've put all of the cafes and accommodation.
In the old town.
In Old Town, the Old Town. So everyone's here on the inside of the castle. I just think it's really cool. Now we might not be getting anything to eat in here because this is the first country we visited where we are in euro, and euro is a bit of a scary dollar to us. With our,
It's a scary euro.
it's a euro is a bit of a scary word. Hi. What do you say? What? Do you like to live in Rhodes? What is your name? What?
Come here, come here, come here. Come back. Come back.
No,
we
he
wanna
has to
put you
be
on
somewhere.
camera. I put you on camera.
Yes.
What the heck?
So yeah, we might not be eating in here necessarily because it's a bit expensive. However, lovely if you're here on a short trip and you've got money to burn for 2 weeks, but because I'm explaining how because we're on a long journey, we can't really afford to be like going out a lot in or like all the nice places like this. So I was just saying how we're not having lunch here because it's a bit expensive. But beautiful place if you're here just on a short trip.
Absolutely.
Lovely restaurants.
Got loads of money to spare.
And lots of nice seafood.
It's a place to be. Okay, hold on.
Oh no, don't get up.
Oh, he's so big.
Wow, you're a
Look
liar.
at your face.
You're a liar.
Pantheropods. Look at his big head.
You're handsome.
They're well fed here.
We're still in Old Town and we found a nice little place to eat some affordable food. And I want to come check out what this is. What are you? Ah. I'm assuming that's how much it costs to fix, and this is how much they've got. Anyone who can translate this for me? I like this little spot. It sort of seems like it's a bit forgotten about. There's not so many tourists. I found a wild Adam.
Oh. Wearing my best shirt. I thought I got shat on, but it was just this little berry that popped down.
So these ones were how much?
€3.
€3.
Yeah, for big beer.
Big beer.
Which to me this is little beer. But that's okay. Rhodes Castle, also known as the Palace of the Grand Master of the Knights of Rhodes, is located on the Greek island of Rhodes. It served as the headquarters for the Knights Hospitaller during their rule over the island. Knights Hospitaller, officially known as the Sovereign Military Hospitaller Order of St. John of Jerusalem, of Rhodes, and of Malta, was a medieval Christian military order that began as a hospice in Jerusalem during the 11th century. They later transformed into a formidable military force. The order played a crucial role during the Crusades, providing medical care to pilgrims and soldiers. They also participated in battles to protect Christian interests in the Holy Land. Rhodes is a stronghold. After the loss of the Holy Land to Muslim forces, the Knights Hospitaller established themselves on the island of Rhodes in 1309. They fortified the island and built Rhodes Castle as their base. Rhodes Castle was renowned for its impressive fortifications, making it a formidable stronghold in the Mediterranean. Its walls were designed to withstand sieges, and the castle complex included a palace for the Grand Master and various defensive structures. Despite its primarily military function, the castle displayed remarkable architectural beauty, blending elements of Gothic and Renaissance styles. Visitors can admire the intricate stonework and impressive courtyards. One of the most famous events in Rhodes Castle history was the Siege of Rhodes in 1522, when the Ottoman Empire, led by Suleiman the Magnificent, attempted to capture the island. The Knights Hospitaller valiantly defended the castle for 6 months, but eventually surrendered. The Knights Hospitaller were forced to leave Rhodes after the siege, but continued their mission from other locations. They eventually settled in the island of Malta, where they became known as the Knights of Malta. The order's focus shifted from military to humanitarian endeavors, including running hospitals and providing aid around the world. Today, the Sovereign Military Order of Malta is recognized as a sovereign entity and continues humanitarian work globally. Rhodes Castle is now a popular tourist attraction and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Visitors can explore its history, admire the architecture, and learn about the Knights Hospitaller's legacy.